Om-Dar-Badar. I think it has been discovered by two generations as the cult film of the decade. Om-Dar-Badar is poetry, Kamal Sarup ki kahani.
I think for all the 25 years that it's been made. And of course, this is the only case where a movie has been not released for 25 years and only been talked about with the greatest admiration and by all of the respected filmmakers or people from the film industry. The highest words of praise would go for Kamal Swarup and for the movie Om-Dar-Badar.
The film had such a lyrical rhythm and a quality that stayed with me after I'd watched it. Dream and surprise and nostalgia and memory, and you're not sure whether you remember what what's going on in the film and it's happened to you. It has qualities like that, So all the little bits that I think I must have missed out because the copy was bad, the sound was bad. I kind of stitched them together in my head, which is also a great way to watch a film. I kind of made my own sense of it.
The Great Indian LSD Trip. It won't be wrong to give Kamal Swarup's masterpiece Om-Dar-Badar this title. Dar-Badar means door to door. Om-Dar-Badar is the story of Om and the multiple conflicts in and around his life. It is an Indian avant-garde film made in 1988. In fact, the movie was so experimental for Indian cinema that it never commercially released. It premiered at the Berlin International Film Festival and became a cult classic. Years after its premiere, the movie released in India on January 27, 2014.
माना जाता है कि यदि मिथुनांश के शनि को उसका लग्नेश देखे तो जातक केवल 17 की आयु में मृत्यु को प्राप्त होता है.
Om is a schoolboy whose Kundli says he will die at the age of 17. The movie takes us on a dreamlike journey through the stories of Om, his family, and the people around them. All these stories and their conflicts gets entangled with each other in the form of the psychedelic khichdi that this movie is. Like every movie, there is a main character, the main conflict, and various subplots. However, the method of storytelling is unconventional. The audience is taken on a trip where the lines between consciousness and dreams are blurred, quite similar to a dream or a psychedelic trip. The climax of the movie is very abstract, which leaves us confused, just like waking up from a dream and trying to figure out the meaning of it all. The film uses a non-linear narrative, which means the chronology of the events is not retained in the film. The scenes of Choti and Professor's wedding, Lotamal meeting Babuji after Babuji's death, Om meeting Akbar's mother. The meaning of all these scenes and many more such scenes are abstract and personal to the audience. The influence of surrealism is quite evident throughout the movie. Om and Shankar's dreams, the songs, the transition between the scenes, and the absurd conversation between characters. They all feel like a very complex dream. Even the names of the characters, Rosemary...
इसका नाम रोजमेरी है गायत्री. रोजमेरी.
रोजमेरी कौन?
रोजमेरी मार्लो.
Rosemary Marlowe and Lala Lotamal are very satirical and critical in the context. The abstract and absurd nature of the narrative allows the audience to interact with it. Mirrors and reflections have been used to highlight the idea of distorted reality and the surrealist and absurd nature of the movie. There is a creative use of lighting to enhance the mood of the situation. One great example is how the lighting changes as Shankar loses his job. In the next clip, as his business starts flourishing, the lighting and his position being higher than the others suggests his authority in the society and his self-confidence. The use of psychedelic lighting and music is also a very common theme throughout the movie to create an atmosphere of surreality and absurdity. The use of frame in frame and camera movement in the scene sets the class apart from the figure of authority, the teacher. The dark classroom is symbolic to the confused state of Om's mind. The camera movement and use of long take highlight the chaotic atmosphere in this scene. Frogs are used throughout the movie as a motif. These are metaphorical to the absurdity and confusion in the movie. The long take of Gayatri leaving alone and the bright natural lighting represents her being alone as well as her moving on. Virendra Saini, the cinematographer, did an amazing job in crafting Kamal Swaroop's vision in creating the surreal and dreamlike atmosphere that defines the movie. The editing style in Om-Dar-Badar is unconventional and avant-garde. The use of montages to show dreams and chaos is a common theme. Chaotic camera movements and composition give the feeling of watching an unsettling dream. Long takes and slow camera movements allow the audience to immerse themselves in the narrative. Short takes and abstract sequencing are used in contrast to create confusion and absurdity. Jump cuts create a jarring effect and disruption in the narrative. Similarly, dissolves are used as transition to blur the lines between dreams and reality. Match cuts are also used creatively to take the audience from one scene or shot to another.
ओम, तू मेरे कमरे में आया था?
क्यों?
रॉकेट कौन उड़ा रहा था?
रूस और अमेरिका।
गायत्री, दो कुंडलियां नहीं मिल रही हैं।
मैं पढ़ रही थी।
कल रात एक लड़की की उम्र घटा रहा था, पता नहीं कहाँ गई।
बाबूजी, ये तो ऐसा हुआ जैसे अजमेर वाली के हाथ जयपुर का नक्शा पकड़ा दिया।
तो जा वहाँ जहाँ तुझे घड़ियाल नहीं निकल सकता।
The film explores various complex societal and individual issues in a satirical and a critical way. Philosophical questions about life and its meaning are subliminally addressed throughout the movie. There are numerous satirical comments on caste and religion. The fact that Fool is the image of a mythological goddess as well as a porn writer is ironic in itself. We find the film constantly making fun of the absurdities of human nature. The influence of science and scientific discoveries on a small town people from India is seen in the movie. It explores the angle of feminism with characters like Gayatri and questions like
जगदीश, क्या लड़कियां लड़कों की मदद के बिना एवरेस्ट चढ़ सकती हैं?
पार्वती जी चढ़ी थी।
और शिव, मैंने सुना गणेश उनका खुद का नहीं है। मैंने सुना आज चांद पर नानी की पोस्ट खाली है।
तुम काट लेती हो? गायत्री, तुम बीए क्यों नहीं कर लेती करस्पॉन्डेंस से?
क्या हो जाएगा?
इंडिपेंडेंट हो जाओगी।
साइकिल सीख ली, बस।
फ्री होना और इंडिपेंडेंट होना दोनों अलग अलग बातें हैं।
तुम खुद क्या हो?
जगदीश, बैचलर ऑफ साइंस, ट्यूशन मास्टर। तुम्हें साइकिल की ट्यूशन देता हूँ, खा पी लेता हूँ।
भलाई ट्यूशन से क्या मिलता होगा?
Om-Dar-Badar is a landmark film that paved the way for experimental cinema in India, influencing filmmakers and challenging the established norms of storytelling, aesthetics, and cultural representation. It gained international recognition and showcased Indian talent in experimental filmmaking on a global level. It inspired other Indian directors to break the norm and experiment in terms of cinematography, music, storytelling, and narratives. The film represents a unique aspect of Indian culture and society in a non-glamorous and raw form. The film is also highly critical of various aspects of human nature and the ways of society. This level of experimentation in 1980s was a brave move. Om-Dar-Badar is pioneer of experimental filmmaking in India and continues to be relevant and inspiration for Indian filmmakers.
Bablu Babylon say, Babli telephone say, Bablu Babylon say, बबली टेलीफोन से।
अपने ही घर में गिरवी गुमशुदा गुमनाम, बालिक के छठे से बुना हुआ गडरिया, गुड़िया के भीतर छुपा हुआ।